This feels like this was all just so you could say makeup Shreks.
No, this is a fringe benefit.
Makeup Shreks usually is.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Are you ready for this week of weird? What joy you brought us there, Jordan. All right,
let's get weird.
Let's get depressed.
Let's make it dark.
No, not dark. Just sad
grim,
and depressed.
Forget
this
it.
week of
Halloween.
weird.
Macabre.
Werewolf Radar.
Oh, nice.
Australia will not formally investigate UFOs.
No, Australia.
Right?
Australia.
It hurt my heart when I read and wrote about it.
No, I know you're going to go on, but I would like to throw this out there really quick. It says Australia will not formally investigate UFOs. So if there's one thing I know about Australians, nothing there is formal.
Okay.
This is going to be
right.
This belongs to the Bushmen. This belongs to the outback. This belongs to the Quigleys down under, looking for the upovers.
You're
the
right.
Prime ministers who won drinking contests.
That's what this is. This
is boots.
This is the nudge, nudge, wink, wink. We're not going to formally investigate UFO events. Now I'm just going to unlock this gate to where all the UFO stuff happens, and I'm going to go have a cigarette.
Oh my, that sounds very Australian, and I have no context of their people except for one episode of The Simpsons.
I like it.
And Quigley Down Under.
I like it. They're handing it over to the Quigleys. They're handing it over to the
give it to the doof.
That kid who threw the massive house party. He's gonna get his squad of bronies on it.
Dude, 1,000 people solving this mystery. It might done be solved.
Mate. Yeah.
All right, so Australia will not formally investigate UFOs. You can read about this if you want at werewolfradar.com/paranormal news.
Mm-hmm.
The Royal Australian Air Force Chief Air Marshal Mel Hupfeld informed the press that Australia has no intentions to follow the USA in investigating UFOs or UAPs.
No, you kidding me? We've got lots going on here, mate. We got bunyips and we got spiders the size of your aunt. We've got gigantic goannas every third step. We're worried about what's happening down here.
That's what they're sending the drones after in Australia, just carpet bombing gigantic poisonous spiders.
We got yowies.
They do. They have Australia has its own paranormal index.
Yeah, so don't go telling me I need to look at the bloody UFO population, all right?
He also stressed Chief Air Marshal Hupfield that his pilots have not reported any sightings of unexplained objects in the skies. So in a world where everyone's pilots are reporting UFOs, Australia that's just that giant
exactly
bird
what it is.
Yeah.
It's that Rodan we've been chasing.
We got another Rodan up here. We got another pterodactyl.
So the chief air marshal was asked about the declassified report released by the U.S. Office of the Director of National Intelligence in June of 2021 during a Senate estimates hearing. While questioned by Greens Senator Peter Wish Wilson.
Oh no.
Yep.
Yeah, Australian names get a little bit wacky. Chief answered, there's always a wish before the name.
Yeah, he's on his last one. He wished to be a beach boy, and then he wished to be a member of the Australian Senate.
So the chief answered he was not formally aware of the US UFO report, but had noticed it in the media.
Yeah, we know what they're up to over there. Bloody disgrace is what it is.
I feel like this guy, I don't know why, but I'm getting a very no-nonsense vibe off of this guy, and I feel like this is the type of guy that if you call in and you're like, Lieutenant, we've got a bloody UFO up here. He's like,
take a salt tablet and get yourself together, mate.
You know? It feels like he's brushing off a lot of this. You're telling me not one person in Australia has reported an unidentified flying object?
No,
Not one of his men.
not one of not one of his men, not one of his pilots.
I don't know about that.
And exactly, you have the Israeli defenses reporting it, Saudi defenses reporting it, American, the Pentagon has reported it, fucking England has reported it, most of the EU has reported this shit.
Methinks
Russia
the
has
lady
reported
doth
this shit.
protest
Australia,
too much.
yes.
I'm
Methinks
telling you, it's
that this
because
dude
the
is being
pilots
fucked.
believe that they're not. They're identified to them.
Do you think maybe
They
it's
just
because
think
a
it's like
couple
some
of them?
random. It's like, you know, if you live in Australia, like you're going to see these crazy ass poisonous spiders crawling on your ceiling all the time. You're like, it's just one of them night crawlers.
It's just one of those
Same kind of deal.
terrors, one of the many terrors that exist in Australia.
So your theory, Nate, is that this happens
They see them
much
so
in Australia.
often
Yeah.
that it's not a problem. Yeah, they don't even care about it.
What are
Yeah,
the
they're
odds
misunderstanding
that
our
every
interest
so
in
often
UFOs.
It's just an Australian going in and he's like, oh, I'm still knackered, mate. Oh, bloody drank all of those Fosters last night. And I shouldn't be going up in the plane. And he goes up and he's like up there chundering, and then he sees a UFO and he's like, oh, rubs his eyes and like throws the bottle, you know, never again.
Tosses it out the window of a jet.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So the chief said this with media present to the senator. I am not familiar with, nor have seen any reports or information regarding UAPs in an Australian airspace context. And there's no Air Force-led task force that looks into this phenomenon.
I believe the second
He just
one,
throws his hands up and goes, that's that.
though not very much. And but I don't believe the second one. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it.
And this is
It seems unlikely.
It's too absolute.
This is an interesting turn. Questioning then moved to theories on whether the Jindali operational radar network could detect UFOs. And the Jindali operational radar network, or JORN, is a over-the-horizon radar network that can monitor air and sea movements. I think ideal for missile launches, you know, to make sure you're being detected / invaded.
Sure.
Hupfield answered. Go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say, my understanding is that similar programs definitely have been able to see weird shit on radar.
Australia just doesn't want to do this. They have, as we've been saying, other things to worry about, such as the spiders, the iguanas, the creature behind, you know, or the creature underneath that rock, Aru. What was it called?
Yeah.
Okay, I did it. I pronounced something
remember.
almost correctly. Hupfield
Deal
answered.
with the fever dream of Rocco's modern life that's pervasive among the citizenry.
Hupfield answered in relation or in response to Jorn, it is not possible for me to determine whether the Jorn would see something like an unusual airborne phenomenon without knowing the construction materials and other performance parameters of such an object, if indeed it was an object. The foreign minister, Maurice Payne, noted it was the first time she witnessed a parliamentary examination on the topic of UFOs. She said, I can say with some confidence that after over 2 decades of participating in the Senate estimates process, this is the first occasion on which, in any capacity, I have had the opportunity to observe a conversation and a quick question and answer session on such an issue. So thank you for bringing it to our attention, she told Wish Wilson at the end of the chief's evidence.
So is the estimates thing kind of like a preliminary, like a just a weird broad budgetary oversight meeting?
I'm thinking so. Let's Google it.
Because I'm wondering if maybe they are doing these things, but if it hadn't come up before, perhaps they just don't have anything allocated toward it, and as such, don't need to include it in
Yes.
an upcoming budgetary.
Estimates of
situation.
government expenditure are referred to Senate committees as part of the annual budget cycle. So
I don't know,
that
it
means
feels like Australia is unplugging themselves from the global UFO community, and I think that is reprehensible.
however, the good Mr. Wish Wilson
Wish
is
Wilson.
trying to plug his community, his constituents.
Oh God, he's
into
here.
the
Wish
UFO
Wilson, Wish Wilson,
pipeline.
Wish Wilson. He's gone.
So at least that's a positive sign in UFO research, that at least
Mm-hmm.
a few senators are interested in the questioning and examination of UFOs from Australian context.
I guess so. I just have this to say.
Australia. What the hell, mate? Come on, mate.
And
Come on.
there you have it. This week of Weird. I've been Roger.
Jordan.
Nate.
And if you like what we do, maybe check us out on Instagram and Twitter and the Facebook.
Kick it
And
with
if
us, old school.
Kick it with us old school on
Yeah.
those socials, And if you're one of them youngins who plays the games, we play the games. Right now we're playing on twitch.tv/werewolf_radar, Curse of Strahd 5e. I think we might be assaulting Strahd
Dungeons
soon
and
enough. That's going to be
Dragons.
insane.
We'll be invading essentially Castle Dracula.
We're doing it.
Pretty
And if
pumped
you
about
really
it.
dig what we do, the news we publish, the episodes we produce for your listening content, think about and consider supporting us on patreon.com/werewolf radar. This show is ran completely on listener pledges such as yours. So think about it and get awesome paranormal rewards such as Werewolf Radar mug, ghost drawing, and more.
Etc. Our legendary rewards.
We just for Halloween released a 2-part horror fiction. Me and Nate did a little horror fiction that you can read if you become a Patreon. So
Hell
think
yeah.
about it. Read some original
Exquisite
fiction.
corpse.
And again, go smug.
Go smug.
Gotta have that mug.
Yep.
All right, everyone. On the count of 3, ultra super secret sign off line for only those interested in paranormal news. 1, 2, 3.
Suspect
Suspect
the void!
Space persons.